What is up, earthnoids and spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode we are returning to Universal Century 88 and the Neo-Zeon War. Last time, the Argama crew went to Moon, the Forgotten Colony. The citizens of the colony were a part of the Light Tribe and renounced the use of technology. You know, except for the colony keeping them alive, I guess that technology is fine. I called them Space Mormons last time, but I'm pretty sure they are closer to the Space Amish, where old technology is fine, but new tech is a sin. Weird. This time, Judo heads to Axis and meets Haman for the first time. Let's not waste any time and let's get into this. The Argama is pursuing the Mindra as it makes its retreat from Moon Colony. They just lost one of their Indras and are heading back to the homeland. Bright wonders what they are planning on doing. Elle does the most teenager thing in the moment and says, "Bright, they are obviously going to Axis to resupply. It's so obvious, you idiot. You're so stupid. You're so old and you're so stupid. Why are you so old? You're going to die soon." Teenagers. He goes and gets some rest. As he is changing his clothes, Emery just so happens to walk in on him. Emery tells them that the Argama upgrades will be finished in 5 hours. She then throws herself onto him. A picture of a little terrorist watches over Bright. He has a family and can't go through with this. They must remain professional around each other. In the hangar, Judo uses the PA system to give the weirdest pep talk, which is just a way to trash talk Bicha and Monda. In the laundry room, Shinta and Kum are making Kara do their laundry. They threaten to abuse her, and she threatens to sue them for breaking the Antarctic Treaty. Elle makes Judo fall on his balls, and she tells him to stop shit-talking about his friends. Bright tells everyone to get off the PA. Back on the Mindra, Glimmy is teaching Lena piano when they run into a civilian shuttle. This crew is bringing supplies to the Argama. Their names are Mucha and Millie. "Get out of the way, Bicha!" Glimmy talks shit to Gotten, and he is starting to get frustrated. The remaining Indra crew form the Indra Corps to keep the spirit of the old Indra-class ship alive. Gotten goes full Mashimer in this moment. Mucha and Millie are watching all of this and realize they have been captured by a bunch of idiots. The Indra Corps take the Baowu and head out with the shuttle crew to use them as bait. The Baowu detaches into the Baowu Nutter and Attacker. Glimmy calls Gotten an idiot and then continues about his day. Mucha contacts Bright, who grants him permission to board. The Indra Corps plans on using them to sneak on board the ship. Right before they land, Millie decides to crash the shuttle into the Argama catapult. Gotten's team begins taking over the ship. Did this guy just claim the ship before actually taking control of the ship? Bless his heart. One tries to get into the Mark II and Elle attacks. Another tries to fistfight Judo. It quickly turns into a metal rod fight. Emery goes and saves Bright. Kind of. Meanwhile, Kara knows Gotten is on board. She goes to find him. Another soldier tries to steal the Zeta Gundam and Judo stops him. Kara saves Gotten, but one soldier fires missiles on the Argama to create a hole. Gotten and Emery go flying out into space before the ship seals the hole. Gotten gets into the Baowu and it forms back into the mobile suit. Judo finally launches and attacks Gotten. He is able to take out one of the Baowu's arms. The remaining soldiers jump off the ship on foot. They all cramp themselves into the Baowu. Judo has a perfect shot, but he sees something else. It is Emery's body drifting out into space. He can't shoot without hitting her. The Baowu uses this opportunity to escape. Bright goes out to save Emery. Judo comes in and ruins a moment between the two. He is just ready to go and save his sister. The Argama finally makes its departure from Levian Rose. Bright and Emery look at each other as they depart. The kids spy on Bright being melancholy and horny. Mucha is handing down orders to Bright to attack Axis head-on. While at Levian Rose, the left megaparticle cannon was removed and replaced with the hyper megaparticle cannon. This weapon is designed to attack Axis head-on. The thing is a beast, but I can't find numbers on its output in terms of megawatts. Also on board is the Mega Rider, which is a jet ski that a mobile suit could ride. More on that later. Judo realizes that Lena is most likely at Axis, and she might get killed during their assault. He thanks Millie for this information by choking her out. Also, he messes up a paint job. The Argama is passing by an abandoned colony. Inside the colony is Gotten and the Indra Corps, trying to once again save Kara. As the Argama approaches the abandoned colony, Bright and Munda decide to test out the new Hyper Mega Particle Cannon. Meanwhile, Kara propositions Judo with his boobs. She wants to leave in exchange for helping him save Lena. He doesn't want to help her, so she takes Shinta as a hostage and bails. Right before they begin the test, Rue informs Bright that Kara escaped. Kara takes the core top. Gotten's men notices and goes after her. Judo goes out in the core fighter with Kum for some reason. Inside the core top, Shinta chokes a bitch. Rue launches and Zeta and Elle in the Mark II. They engage with Gotten and his men. Gotten is piloting the Gazaum. The AMX-008 Zaum was originally going to be named the Gaza E, but it performed better than any other Gazas, and it was renamed. It still shares many parts with the Gaza D, which made production of the unit quite easy. It is mainly designed for anti-mobile suit combat, and its main weapon is the Hyper Knuckle Buster. This is similar to the Knuckle Buster on the Gaza line, but this is not connected to the unit. Because of this, it uses a battery pack, and its output is reduced by 1.4 megawatts. It fires way faster, however. Other weapons include 80mm Vulcans, a missile pod which uses homing missiles, and a beam saber which doubles as a beam launcher. He heads towards the Argama and begins launching homing missiles to distract Ru and El. Judo can hear on the radio that Shinta is fighting with Kara. Judo and Ino use this opportunity to transform. They are going to force Kara and the core top to dock. Force docking. Gotten is also fighting Kara as he doesn't know she is in the core top. He is simply just trying to prevent Double Zeta from transforming. Kara keeps yelling at him. Ino launches missile pods and they all dock while they are distracted. He holds only the core fighter holding Kara and Shinta. Judo is able to ward off the Gazas, but out of the dummy asteroid comes a new mobile suit. Bright notices the unit and thinks that it is the Qubeley, Haman's personal unit. But this is the Qubeley Mark II. The AMX-004 Qubeley Mark II is more or less identical to the original Qubeley, but this model has mass production in mind. It contains 10 funnels, which are bits controlled by the Psychomu system, as well as a beam gun that doubles as a beam saber. This version of the Qubeley also has an updated Psychomu system and a new Psychomu head controller. This is a headset that allows the pilot to use the Psychomu system wirelessly and even outside of the mobile suit. We have seen the Cyber New Type 4 Murasame use sheared new type power to control the Psycho Gundam while also outside of the Gundam. This device most likely just focuses this energy in a more useful method rather than using sheer emotion. The funnel system can also be used with the headset. The pilot of this mobile suit is Eropi Puru in Japanese, which is El People in English. This is a reference to elf people, I think. Her first name is Pool in English, but when you break up the pun, it sounds really dumb. So I am going to refer to her as Puru. She uses her funnels on the Argama crew, getting a direct hit on El, Ru, and Judo. Bright thinks it is Haman, so he decides to test the new Hyper Mega Particle Cannon on the Qubeley. The Argama fires, but misses. However, everyone watches the sheer power. Judo realizes he can't let that power hit Axis while his sister is on there. He decides to go off on his own in the core fighter and heads towards Axis. On Axis, we see the Mindra docked next to a red Indra-class ship called the Landra. We will soon see Kara captain this ship. We are starting to see a new shift in Glimmy's confidence, which is manifested through his new outfit, which boasts his family crest more so than neon branding. He meets with Haman Khan. This is her first appearance in the series. That isn't a flashback. Haman wants Glimmy to take command of the new Psycho Gundam. He wonders if she has a pilot in mind. A bunch of asteroids clog up the hangar of Axis. One of the asteroids is a dummy with Judo and the core fighter hiding inside. He sneaks onto the asteroid. On the asteroid, Puru is taking a bath when she instantly senses the Double Zeta pilot. As she runs out, Glimmy, with Lena, tries to mansplain proper etiquette. Bicha and Mondo are still with Zeon, acting as their servants. They too decide to sneak into Axis. While Judo is walking around Axis, he runs into Puru. This episode has a lot of our main characters running into each other without realizing it. Bicha could have sworn he saw Judo, but that wouldn't make sense. Puru and Judo go to get some ice cream, and Puru licks his face. She remembers that Glimmy had Lena with her. The two go to find Lena. Meanwhile, Lena is able to run away from Glimmy and happens to run into Bicha and Mondo. The three run off. Judo deep throats an ice cream cone and takes it like a champ. Bicha runs into a truck that happens to have the Bawu on it. They get into the mobile suit. Gotten chases after them, but the kids realize they were in a mobile suit, so the mobile suit chases after Gotten. He heads to the palace where Puru takes another bath. He decides to escape, but stumbles off the balcony. He gets up to Haman, pointing a gun at his face. Meanwhile, Gotten led Bicha and the Bawu towards the palace. A thruster breaks and it crash lands in front of Haman. It gives Judo the opportunity to escape, not realizing that his sister is in the Bawu. He heads back to the hangar and finds his core fighter before it gets thrown out of an airlock. Puru and her Qubeley chases Judo outside of Axis. Luckily, Ino and El are there. The three dock and transform into Double Zeta. Judo tries to tell Puru that she shouldn't be fighting, while fighting her. He tells her that this isn't a game and is able to destroy all of her bits. She decides to retreat. Puru goes from loving Judo to loathing him. Judo ejects back into the core fighter and heads back to Axis. He still has to find his sister. And that will do it for this episode. We finally get to see what is going on Axis outside of a few Indra ships. Also, we learn of a new powerful new type who will play a bigger role moving forward. I also think the show found a good pacing when it comes to the silliness of it all, and it finally goes from goofy and cringy to goofy and entertaining. Next time, Taurus gets his own side story. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember to be like judo and not be swayed so easily by boobs. Peace.